How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be covering 18.1 kodi. I have covered 18.1 kodi in a previous video where I install kodi with the build called Xenon. And in that build you had movies and TV shows, live TV, kids section, music, and a tab called arcade where you can play old school games with old school emulators. Now, with that last being said, brings up to the point of this video today. On the last video I couldn't figure out how to get more emulators or more games actually, and I tried looking around and couldn't figure out anything. So what I did was I got rid of my build and I put the repo directly into my kodi and ended up seeing that there's a huge list of emulators and an even bigger list of games, ROMs. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that here if you like that. If you'd like just a kodi with emulators for your PC and a lot of games and a lot whatever and that you're looking for. Also, I'm going to go ahead and install here, if you can see, you can see here that I installed this gaming area, Internet Archive Gaming Launcher. This is where it has everything that we're looking for. And just to give a brief view, it has got categories and here you can look for all the different kinds of emulators that you're looking for, and inside those folders has games. Also, to make it like a complete kodi guide, I'm going to install this repo here that's called 13 Clowns. There's so many different repos out there, but I wanted to do something that was quick and easy, and you have movies and TV shows in here as well, like movies, TV shows, cartoons, and it has you know, good stuff. Pretty much it was a repo in the last build that I covered in the Xenon build. So I'm just taking that repo and putting it directly in here. So now this also will work on Fire Stick. I'll probably cover a video on that on the next one, but for today I'm going to do the PC version and have you a full setup kodi where you can play your games and you can watch movies and TV shows as well. So like on my other videos, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete mine. Go to your program, change the program, uninstall. I'm gonna go ahead and click on uninstall, so it should pop up here. On here, you go ahead and click next, but before you click on uninstall, you need to click on this box right here. Then you click on install, and that box pretty much says that you're giving permission to delete the profile folder pre-made. So if you have a build and you don't click on that checkbox, you will reinstall kodi, and it's going to be pretty hard for you to once you reinstall kodi, you're going to have the same build put in because it's on the profile already saved. So if you check on that, now you're going to put in a new kodi and it's not going to have that issue. I have everything I'm looking for right here on these three, but I'm going to go ahead and put them on another folder, and I'm going to go ahead and download them over here together. So here's the first one, which is called 13 Clowns, and we're going to go to a website called github, github.com, and on here it takes you to this website called GitHub, and on here you're going to put 13 Clowns. Once you go to 13 Clowns, you're going to go ahead and click on this one right here, 13 Clowns, and then you go ahead and click on 13 Clowns right here. So after that's done, 13 Clowns is right here, and you're going to want to put it on your desktop. So there's 13 Clowns. Now that we're done with that, that's for our movies and TV shows. Now we're going to look for something called Zach Morris. So you're going to go ahead and type in here Zach Morris, and oops, I'm sorry, you're gonna go ahead and type up here and put Zach Morris repo, and it's probably gonna take you to the same website, but it doesn't find it for some reason on there. And go ahead and click on the first one that says GitHub Zach Morris releases, and on here Yeah, you scroll down to Zach Morris repo.zip. Go ahead and click on that. It's gonna pop up down here for you. Now I have more because I've already done it and I tried doing other options. But you're gonna go ahead and click on that and drag it here. And the only reason why you don't have to really do that, the only reason why I am doing that is because when you go on Kodi, you're gonna need to find where these are at, and you're gonna need to find out where these are at, and you're gonna have to look for the folder location. So now that we have those two, we're almost done, and now we need Kodi. So we're gonna go to kodi.tv/download. And this will take you to the website for Kodi. You go ahead and scroll down and go to Windows. Here is the two options, 64-bit and 32-bit. I have a 64-bit, so don't click it because I'm clicking it. You need to make sure you go into your settings. I'm running Windows 8.1, so I would have to click on something like this and look for this PC. Go ahead, right click on it, and once you right click on that, it's going to show you your PC's information, and you'll see if you have a 32-bit or 64-bit. However, I have a 64-bit, so make sure you do that before you do this. So now Kodi should pop up right here and start its download, and we're almost done, guys. That's pretty quick, but that's pretty much halfway, if not more than half. So once that's done, of course I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to minimize it. I'm going to drag it to my desktop so I can have everything next to each other. Now we don't need the web browser anymore, and we have our three things right here. So go ahead and let's start the download process or the installation process for Kodi. So here, just go ahead and click next all the way. And now that we click that check mark, we should have a fresh Kodi run, and we'll go ahead and start the next process of this video. Originally I just wanted to cover the repos, the emulators and ROMs, which I thought was pretty cool, but I don't want to leave you hanging because you have a Kodi system and you have just emulators and ROMs, which is amazing already, but you don't have movies and TV shows. So I wanted to go ahead and do a little bit extra and give you kind of a basic Kodi with both options without a build. So I'm gonna go ahead and click finish instead of run Kodi. If it's checked, uncheck run Kodi and click on finish. And for me, 8.1, my apps come down here. Scroll and look for the K section, and you'll have Kodi right here. However, I've already right clicked and it saves it for me. Right clicked and I pinned it to start, and it's right here for me. So if you've already done that, then it'll probably be here. For Windows 10 users, I actually don't know. I don't like Windows 10, but it'll be around there somewhere. So now we're here in Kodi. Now we're in a fresh build of Kodi. We have no builds installed in there, and there's nothing we can do with it. So the first thing we want to do, of course, is go to your add-ons, go to your settings, and scroll down to the tab called add-ons right here. You click on this unknown sources button. It's going to ask you this. You click on yes, it's so that way we can add third-party software. So after that, I'm going to click backspace. Stay on add-ons. Click on add-ons. Go to this open box right here. Once you click on this open box, you're going to be here, and now this is where those zip files that we downloaded come into play. You're going to go to install from zip file, and you're going to do, it's in the C drive. You're going to look for users, and whatever name you have on yours, I have of course my name, you can click on that and then click on desktop and scroll to find what you're looking for. So I have Zach Morris here. We're going to need to do both. So Zach Morris is installed. Go back to install zip file, go back to the same area, desktop, and click on 13 clowns. So now these are both have been installed, but the whole point of this video is about the games, so I'm gonna go into that first. So you're gonna click on install from repository now. instead of install from zip, install from repo. Look for Zach Morris, and if you do recognize his face, it actually apparently is Zach Morris's repo. So that's pretty cool. Once you click on the repo, you can click on game add-ons, then click on game providers, and then click on Internet Archive Game Launcher. And this is where all the emulators and games come in play. So this is just telling you that it's going to install all the scripts and dependencies to make this app run. So we're going to go ahead and click on it. We're going to let it download. If you see right here, it's downloading. It's going to start the installing process, and it's going to be doing its updates with its dependencies. So there it is. It pops up on the top. And go ahead and let this run its course, because if you start trying to get into things, you will most likely interrupt an installation, and some dependency won't install, and that's really hard to fix. The only option is to delete and restart again. So now that we're done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and click backspace, 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 backspace. Now on here on our add-ons, we have Internet Archive Game Launcher. It's gonna be here as well, so it don't matter which one you click on. You can go ahead and click on it, and it'll take you to here. So this is already done. You can look at this, but go ahead and click agree, just so we can use it. Now when you do a first time use, it's gonna look up here. If you look up here, it's gonna say new game lists, and this is doing a preloaded amount of games for you. It's doing all the games, it's doing the emulators, so it can have a list there and show you what you're looking for and what you want. So when this is done, also let this run its course. It takes about a minute or two, and it'll have a list of different emulators that you can use, and it'll download the emulator for you and the game for you on its own. And it has almost a full list of ROMs, so you don't have to look for ROMs and install them yourself. I guess you could if you wanted to, but this does it all for you, and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to look for it and search. But now we're pretty much done, and now all I'm gonna do is just show you a look around the app, and then I'm gonna install the other repo, so that way we can have movies and TV shows as well. I'm sorry if I'm going too fast. Also, I'm sorry if I'm going too slow. I want to make sure this is done step by step, and we don't get lost in the process. So now everything looks like it's finished doing its updates. Now we can go ahead and look around in here. My best advice is to go to browse by category, because in here you have the category of 8-bit, 32-bit, and it'll give you a list of emulators that you can click on. 2000s, it'll be emulators from the 2000s and games from 2000s, or you can just keep scrolling and find the emulators yourself. So here's Atari, here's the best of Coleco, Commodore, handheld, Magnavox, Matto, Microsoft games, and Nintendo, Panasonic, PC games, which I thought was pretty cool because there was MS-DOS, and I hadn't seen that in a really long time. I come from a time where there was floppy disks, and MS-DOS was our gaming system when computers finally came out. So there's Sega, Sinclair, and there's a Sony PS1, which I think is pretty cool as well. Once you click on it, so for the sake of the video, I'm going to just go ahead and do what I like. Is it's called arcade, and I like to play on the main. And on here you can look for the same thing, has a genre, has an alphabetical order, or you can just do one big list. And the list is huge, so I will scroll through the list briefly, and we'll get to it. So I'll push to the side, and it's gonna scroll through the list. So this is A through Z worth of games. So I'm pretty sure you get it. But I'm gonna stop at T and look for one of my favorite games, which is Ninja Turtles. So let's see if I find it. Oops, there it is. Turtles in Time. It's one of my favorite games. I used to play it when I was younger, and I used to play it at a movie theater called Cinemark, and I used to play X-Men at Peter Piper's. So we're gonna go ahead and do Turtles in Time, and if it doesn't work, you can pick a next one. And here's these options right here. You can download the game. If you look right here on the screen, you would have to put a quarter in the right here. You would have to put a quarter in the character that you're looking for. So with that being said, this thing is button laid out to just Leonardo. So he'd be the first one, and you could use that. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and click on launch. Everything goes well. It should download the game, which it just did, and you can go ahead and pick an emulator. Obviously it's a MAME game, or you could do arcade, but I like using MAME because it should be able to have unlimited tokens, which that's a big benefit. I used to throw so many tokens into these games, and it would be forever hard. If I haven't mentioned it yet, I'm using an Xbox that I remember, an Xbox Rock Candy plug and play, and it works. It's already, the button layout for this repo is great. You don't really have to change anything, just plug and play. So this is telling you that select plus X brings up the in-game menu. If you release this, only controllers can be used to play games in this release. So we have a controller, and we're gonna go ahead and click OK, and it's gonna do like how an old school game would be. Let me move my head real quick. I seem to be in the way. I'm gonna put it down here, and then once we get back to here, we can start our game. And there you go. Ninja Turtles Turtles in Time. If you push select, you can, if you keep hearing that, I'm pushing select, and if you look at my lives on the top, you'll notice that I have a whole bunch of lives, and I can have as many as I want. So if you never beat this game before, you're definitely going to beat it today. And okay, Splinter, I'm going to hurry, and you can have your fix on fighting as many foot ninjas as you like. My head keeps being in the way, it's annoying. It works just fine. So that's Ninja Turtles. Let me get out. You push start and select, hold it down, and it'll bring you back out here. So that's how the game works, guys. If you pick games like this, you're gonna have to be the only person. So let's say another one's like The Simpsons, and in The Simpsons you had to put in the quarter on the person you want, and I haven't seen a button layout that you could change it. I tried to do that in the other video, but it didn't let me. So unfortunately, you'd probably be Marge, I think. But if you've never been able to beat these games, you will now, and I think that's pretty cool. X-Men is one of my other favorite ones, and it's there as well, and you can do that. So without being too long, that's how this thing works. You just go ahead and you can pick on something else. Sega, and here's the Sega Game Gear, the Sega 32X, the Sega Dreamcast, which is pretty cool. Play some Sonic Heroes. You can click on this now and do the one big list, and now you're gonna have a huge list of games, just like the other ones. I haven't seen Three Ninjas in a long time. So that is that, guys. I won't take so long. I'm gonna go ahead and show you and put in the other repo. So with that being said, you can go back to your add-ons and go to this open box. Go ahead and click on install from repository, because we installed it already from zip. Click on this repo, go ahead and click on video add-ons, and click on 13 Clowns video. Click on install. and click OK. So that's downloading now. I suggest you do that. It's going to be downloading the updates above my head. There it is. It's downloading the updates for the dependencies for it. Also, I would suggest that you install this one as well. And it has its own dependencies. I believe that this is the player for the repo. So 13 Clowns is installed. You can install these two, but I'm going to only just do this 13 Clowns. And it looks like we're done. So now I can back out and go into backspace. So now on here on add-ons you have the game launcher, and now you have 13 Clowns. I'll click onto it and go into it briefly. So we know how to do this. If we have it's got movies, it has TV shows, it has cartoons, channels, and so on. So you click on movies, it has its own box of what you can do. I'm going to click on this, click on comedy, and you'll have a list of movies now. And same thing, once you click on a movie, it's going to find some sources for you. I think it has box art, but you can click on this option and see if it shows. There you go, wall. And there you go. Now you have movies, TV shows, and games, guys. So if you like what you see, thumbs up is appreciated. A subscribe is also appreciated as well. I have other videos on how to get these kind of things on mobile devices such as iPhones, because I know it's hard to get stuff on iPhones. This will work on the Fire Stick. I'll probably make a cover video for the Fire Stick as well. But now you have a basic kodi. What I like about this section, other than the build, is that I feel like the builds take a lot of CPU. So this is just a basic kodi. Shouldn't be that much CPU power, but you have movies, TV shows, cartoons, and games. So let me know if it didn't work out for you. I keep up to date with my comments, and I will try and guide you and help you through the comments for any issues that you come across. You shouldn't have. I didn't come across anything, but everybody experiences something different. And but other than that, also tell me if it worked for you. I'd like to hear that it did work for you and you enjoyed this video. And also that's it for now. Till next time, I'll see you. Hey guys, sorry, on a quick note, I wanted to mention that when you get out of the kodi, when you're playing games and you go back in, you're going to have to restart the game all over. So if you want to have some saved game data, you're going to want to do this. So when you get back into kodi, go to your add-ons and right click on the games and go to settings. And here is your settings on what you could do for this this add-on. But what I'm talking about is if you scroll down here, this catch size is set to 0, which means when you're playing a game, you're gonna get out and you're gonna want to continue. When you get back in, it's gonna have nothing. It's not gonna have any memory. So in that case, you're gonna want to go ahead and choose the size of file that you want, and it'll have saved game data there for you automatically. So for old school games, they're like 8 megabytes. You can do like Super Mario, and it'll have saved game data now right here. That's all I wanted to say. So thanks for watching, and bye.